About 10 years ago, we started Muses, the day-long celebration of the arts at the medical college. And it was supposed to show medical students that there's a life outside of medicine as well. And so there were two photographers that were on the faculty that also were displaying that day. And one was Young-Rae Chu, and the other was Tom Farrow. And they were, Young-Rae was a surgeon in China, and he got caught up in the Cultural Revolution, had to clean streets and such in a village, and he sort of escaped and came to the States and decided not to retrain, but he got hired actually by Dr. Khan, then head of surgery back then, as a research assistant. And one of the things that he did was to take up photography, and his works are just incredible. He's won dozens upon hundreds of prizes for his photography. And Tom Farrow was a colleague of his in the pediatrics department at the time and did the same. That day that we were exhibiting, their photos sort of knocked your socks off, but we talked photography, and they sort of took me under their wing and invited me to join their photography group that met about once a month at a cafe in Wauwatosa just to talk about photography and critique each other's photographs. And that sort of got me started. They sort of encouraged me to keep taking some photos, and it sort of reignited an interest in photography for me. And so after a sort of hiatus of about 30-some years, I got started again. There are certain photographs that speak to different people. Both Tom and Young-Rae have this experience where they had this photograph that they gave to somebody. One of them gave it to a physician and he put it in his waiting room. And one of his cancer patients came into an appointment one day and just sort of stared at that photograph. And he didn't think much of it, and they went and had their appointment. And then the next appointment, the patient came and just was standing there staring at the photograph. And so when they went into the room, she said, "I've got to ask you, what is it about that photograph?" And the patient said, "When I look at that photograph, I don't feel pain." And so he told that story to Young-Rae, and Young-Rae printed out a copy of that image to give to the patient. But so you never know quite how a photograph will impact on someone.